podcast, episode 178. I am back.
Welcome
You
back.
are.
I am back.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Yeah.
Love G's.
It's week plus.
Mhm.
But yeah, happy birthday. Where you been? How you been living? What you been up
I've been all right. Birthday week was a bit of a weird one this year. Was out all from Friday. My birthday was the 15th. Love you, man. I see a couple of you, man. On the actual day, and then the weekend was a hotel activity restaurant
place?
number. Yeah, it was in a hotel till Monday.
Cold.
Slightly techie one actually, because I guess it wasn't supposed to happen now, in terms of COVID restrictions and all of that. But yeah, it was good. It was calm. It was decent.
How'd you find the restaurant experience in Corona?
Oh, do you know where I went? What's it called? You ever been Mango Tree before? Titan.
Nah, bro.
No, I've heard about it.
It's quite popular. Why are you laughing, blood?
I ain't been, man.
Why are you laughing, Mike, bro?
That innit? The way you said it.
Asking me like I'm out.
I thought you would have been there. You're a gangster, man, still.
Nah.
Les, you ain't been there?
I haven't.
It's on your list, though, isn't it? It's on your list.
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah.
So went there, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. I had a sly feeling like, what was that guy tweeted about some other restaurant? There's bare black people in the restaurant. I was like,
Oh, is it?
I was like,
we
this place has
spoke
gone
about
down.
it.
I can't remember what restaurant he was talking about.
Hakkasan.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was decent. You've got to go in. I don't know if you've been to any restaurants, but I guess the same thing's happening in most buildings outside of like supermarkets and that. They want you to scan in on their thing.
Yeah.
I don't have the NHS app, but there's always like some funny way they can go
They
around.
got their own track and trace thing, innit?
Yeah, so I had to do that. I mean, other than that, it was like normal experience, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't really different.
I ain't found it that
Nah.
stressful or taxing.
No, I think maybe if you go in, I haven't been to a restaurant in a group.
The only place
I experienced it more in a group.
The only place that I found that's different. Sorry, Rich. The only place I found different was Nando's. So I went Nando's last week.
I haven't been Nando's in time.
And their things like completely different. So you.
Oh yes.
So it's you obviously So you never book Nando's. So you go in, you have to scan a barcode outside, and it puts you in a queue. And then so you can go do whatever you want to do, and then it sends you a text saying, "Oh, like you're next, or there's a table ready for you." So you go, and then when you go in, I think they obviously take you to your table, and then between the tables, there's like some mad screen. So you can't see anyone that's like sat on different tables, and then you basically once you sit down, you go in the toilet, you don't get up. What
do you mean you can't see them?
They get your drinks.
Yeah, so it's like
everything,
drinks,
cutlery.
They get your cutlery. It's table service. It's actually quite cold, to be honest.
I said to my guy, I went last week, and I was out, so we went Nando's first, and then I was saying, do we leave a tip now? Like
it's actually quite mad.
Yeah.
Like even like regular things like sauce, drink. Like the girl was like, "Oh, like can I get you any sauces?" I was like, "Nah, like chill. Like I'll go get my own sauces." But he was like, "Yeah." And then when she puts like the tray with like the cutlery and whatever on the table, you have to take it off, and then she takes the tray away. If you want like a drink, put your hand up. They bring you that. They come over, get you like.
Oh, that's spooky in Nando's.
I think it's good because I've been to. So then I was in. I guess where was I? The Ivy last weekend.
Okay. Okay.
Just light spotted lunch. So I was in the Ivy, but it's not in places like that. You think it would be sort of stricter, but it's not really. Some places got like a couple screens, but outside of that, it's hand sanitizer.
We saying Nando's was better service.
Fam, for what you pay for, yeah, much better service than what you get in the Ivy or other restaurants.
Yeah, because there's none of that. You know when you go get your drink and then 3 or 4 man are like, you might as well top my one up as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're
that's
being the waiter, like.
Now you give the responsibility to someone else.
Mm.
And you can't do the silly mixes now. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Mike, can you imagine Mike explaining to the waitress, like, can I have this much Coke,
get me a Coke,
this
and a
much Sprite,
And
and
what,
this
in the
much
same-
Dr. Pepper?
in the same glass. Like,
It's gonna force us to grow up, you know.
Man, I'm bad.
That's a positive. Still.
Then Mike busts open a pack of minstrels.
Concoction.
These times it's just water for me anyway.
Oh yeah. He's changed now, isn't it? He's changed.
As well.
Yeah.
But all in all, Rich, good birthday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good. Could have been a lot worse. I'm like this year. You'll know how I've been with like my foresight, I guess, with COVID. I didn't think I'd be celebrating. I was okay. I'd come to terms with just being at yard, like, or going to work on my birthday, and nothing really happening. So yeah, I guess it was a positive still. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spoke on a couple of things last week. I think one of the topics, which probably close to your heart, was the debate on London, and it I guess went to other groups and whatnot. Is London a myth? So yeah, what are your thoughts? Are you a Londoner through and through? Can you see yourself moving? Because we thought that we knew where you'd lie on this topic.
Yeah. I think
Let's hear it from you.
I'm definitely a Londoner through and through. If I go anywhere else, I will refer to myself as a Londoner. London is man's base, man's home. I've always wanted to live somewhere else for the experience, preferably abroad. But I'm kind of with a lot of, I guess, I was surprised with both Mike and Les. I thought these men were like diehard Borough boys, not even Londoners. Like, I'm staying in this.
Borough boys.
I am in it. I am. I'm just not
sick in the head, fam. I'm only here because these lot moved there. Like.
So yeah, I was surprised with them a lot, but I guess that's growth in that. And
a man said Borough boys. You're an idiot.
I'm not against living somewhere else, outside of London, or maybe a different city, but I'm quite similar to you guys. I don't think I'd want to do it for too long term, to be fair.
Really?
I think as we get older, though, it becomes like a way more viable option, just period. Like, you start seeing each other less and all of that.
I was saying, if it's a different city, you might as well just go abroad, fam.
Yeah, but no.
I don't.
The danger with, I guess, you lot's even opinions. Sorry, Les. You lot's opinions on it now may not be the opinions you would have had if COVID didn't even happen. I think COVID makes a big difference to that because your location. We've been doing virtual podcasts and this and Zoom this, Zoom that. So I think people are a lot more open to it. I prefer to go abroad, but I could see myself living in a Manny or something for a bit. I reckon I could do like Manchester.
Yeah, I could do it.
But how often do Mandem even
you
link
might
up?
just go abroad if you're going to do that, innit?
I do kind of hear that. In terms of, depends where you go. Cost of living, it makes sense to be outside of London. Ideally, what I think most people want, and for me, I guess, is the dream: make money in London, if not this country, and be elsewhere.
Somewhere else, yeah.
Where it's just you just get that better ratio, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon your predictions or my thoughts were bang on.
Yeah,
bang on.
See, I was speaking with Joe in response to this, and he kind of echoes what you're saying, and he's talking about kind of how things are changing in London, and there's signs that we're like in a new cycle where people have to come out of the city, and then in time people will come back to it. But yeah, it's funny that I guess the age that we're at now, I'm starting to hear kind of different comments and views on London, which I guess when we were younger, you just never expect to hear.
Nah, bro. I used to be like, even like raising kids, like, no, I want them to be rolled, like.
Yeah, we spoke about this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I want them to have that street smarts or whatever, but I mean, I still want them to have a level of that because I don't think you can teach that or get that almost anywhere else. But yeah, for the most part, I'm like, no, let's get them a better education, bring them up safely. So
have the youths grow up with a Mancunian accent or Liverpudlian accent?
That would spin, man. You know what? Honestly, when I was looking for yards,
my youths talking Spanish and that.
I'm on that. I'm definitely on that. But yeah, one of the things, it sounds very dumb, yeah. But see, like over Essex, Ilford side, I was like, I'm not on. I think the area is cold. It's a bit cheaper. You can get better value, all of that. it's a decent area, but I was like, I hate the voices. If I got a daughter, yeah, that sounds like that, as smart as she is, she's always gonna come across as a fucking idiot.
What are you saying? You're discriminating against?
Yeah. I was like,
these are the views of Rich only and
Rich alone. I want the whole shut up, that kind of thing. Yeah. I think you just got to stand.
I'd rather than you might get stabbed, but you don't sound like a dickhead.
It's a bit mad. I think our reasons are kind of similar, Rich. Still.
Oh, in terms of living elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think Mike, you do. I think you. I don't think you're fully on. So when I say like living, moving, I'm talking like for long periods of time. I think you're just on going away for a long.
Mike's on a long break.
Right. No. Are you talking the abroad thing?
Abroad or up north, wherever it may be. You're on an extended period of time away, but then you're coming back soon.
Yeah, that correct. But living like just outside of London, I could do that permanently calm.
Yeah, that's because it's just outside of London. But could you live in Manny for like a year?
For a year? Yeah.
Fair.
It sounds techie. They might like just a year, like not a day
for
more.
A year, yeah. Calm, fam. Single independent man like me, cuz.
You'll have a ball, you'll have a blast still.
Come on, fam.
I've never heard Mike describe himself like that before, but I like it.
He's starting to wear it these days.
Speak up yourself.
Come on. Thanks, Les.
What are we talking about this week?
I don't know. Has anything changed in the light of COVID?
Not really.
We're still in the same tier. There are more cases, more deaths, as seems to be the trend. Oh, actually, I had I think I put it in the Mandem group, actually. So when did I find out? Went to work Monday, and I was told there's going to be medical staff here tomorrow because I'm going to get a COVID test.
Yeah,
mandatory thing, basically. If you're working in the office with anybody else, I think it's going to happen weekly.
I was just about to say how often. So it is.
I think it's going to be weekly. Yeah. So I had a COVID test, which was interesting.
I think that's cold.
I think it's whole good. Invasive one?
What do you mean when you say invasive one?
Where it goes like back of your nose, swabs and all that.
Yeah. Who's had a test? Mike hasn't.
Yeah, Mike. I'm the only one who has it.
Oh yeah, it's a bit mad still. It's a mad feeling. Like the woman was
uncomfortable.
Bare uncomfortable. Yeah, it feels like it's in your face. Like it's like hair or it's spooky, man.
Oh, did she do it for you?
Yeah. Oh, you done it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad. I wouldn't have been able to do it, blood.
I done it myself. No, it was calm. I saw Big Nasty talking about that he done one. I think it was Big Nasty, and he definitely done it the wrong way or didn't read the instructions.
Put it in his ear. Put the swab in his ear.
No, because he put it in his nose first.
Oh, that's terrible.
And then his mouth.
Do that. Yeah, that's backwards.
He's wrong.
He's one of them, man, isn't it? He's one of them, man.
Yeah. But even putting it in your mouth and in your nose, it still butters. But I was thinking, why?
It's better that way around.
Yeah, of course.
I'd rather that way around.
Yeah.
So my test was bare fast though, blood.
You got your results already?
I had my results by the time I got yard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. There's
I guess it's private. It's private. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro. My colleague looked into it. I was like, this must be peas, isn't it? So my colleague looked into it, bro. It's like five bills a test, and they're gonna do it weekly. So it's P, but I guess that's the one way you make sure you're not.
It's not your P.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my P.
Keeps things flowing still. No, Greater Manchester moved into Tier 3.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
Tight restrictions. So yeah, they're joining, I think, Lancashire and Liverpool City. Pubs and bars will be closed for 28 days unless they're serving substantial meals. Casinos, bingo halls, and bookies will also be closed. Social mixing is banned indoors and in private gardens, so they can't even mix outdoors in people's gardens. And rule of 6 applies in outdoor settings such as parks, public gardens, and sports venues. I also saw, I guess, an update on a story we spoke about, which was the Liverpool gyms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where armed police were sent into a gym, and this gym was fined, I think, 3 times in one day or something to that effect. It seems there's been a U-turn on the gym situation in Liverpool.
Yeah, they definitely didn't listen to the podcast.
What do we think?
They did. They listened to me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. They fucked up.
Ah, shut up.
I think it's bad, isn't it?
Bad as it? What do you mean bad? You think it's bad?
No.
You think it's bad?
I think it's bad. Yeah. How are you just making a complaint? Yeah, we need to stay open, and now you're open. Like,
I'm surprised that they managed to stay open. Like,
yeah,
it's said, like, wild, no, we're not closing. It's wild. Just got away with it.
And they're in like tier 3 up there.
Yeah.
It's just, man. That's
it's a little bit worrying because it's like anybody else. What's going to stop anyone else from just saying, "Nah, man, fuck you, lot. We're staying open."
That's exactly what I said, Rich.
So it kind of sets a dangerous precedent. I do think if one business or sector is open, I think gym probably should be the one, as opposed to like rest. Man don't need to go restaurants.
You can eat anywhere, innit?
Like you can cook, blood. But I think there's an argument to be made that gyms could be open. I'm surprised they managed to stay open though. You don't think so, Mike?
I don't know, man. People touching the same shit all day, sweating and shit.
And you're breathing it. It's heavy.
And there's no windows. Like
ventilation's poor, innit?
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the most risky places to go.
Sort of stringent restrictions, not restrictions, guidelines rather, of like sanitizing your hands when you walk in, or people have to wear gloves when they're using equipment. Then it is a bit, being tier 3 up there, it is a bit risky. And but like I said last week, I can understand why, and I'm a bit for gyms being open. I guess from the mental side of
the mental health and your actual physical health for me as well.
And your physical health, of course. That's why I think it's quite important. And a lot of people, we go gym casually. We have been for many years.
Too long.
What's that?
We've been going casually for too long.
Yeah, for too long.
For real.
With their monthly payments for nothing, fam. But there are some people who use that as an outlet or sort of an escape from life and to get them on the track of where they need to go. So that's sort of my fight and understanding from it. But accompanying that with the area or the city rather being in a tier 3 or them deeming it as a tier 3 area or city, it is a little bit worrying.
It's wild, man.
It's that they have managed to stay. I didn't think that they were going to stay open. But I'd say good for them. They fought a fought and they won. So, and it's for a better cause, I like to believe.
Well, I think, during this time, the companies and like individuals that have like thrived the most are the ones that have found like alternatives to what their business model or whatever they were doing before.
People that innovate.
I think, so this gym should have found an alternative. The individuals that felt like they need to get away, maybe start running or something like that, pick up something at home. There's always different things that you can do. It's not a permanent thing as well.
So there's
just ride it out.
I guess the data, I saw some numbers and I've just searched them again, but they're saying that in terms of the virus being transmitted, gyms are way down the list at about 3%, I think.
Oh, really? Where do they say? Where's the most likely place then?
The most likely place, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like supermarkets, followed by pubs and bars.
Okay.
So gyms are 3%, supermarkets 12%, pubs and bars are at 10%. But I guess it's not like an exact science. And then you don't know if you definitely caught it at the gym.
Yeah.
But I saw something not too long ago and they said, there were only like 60 cases reported from gyms, however you measure that. But they're saying that gyms are safe places. And then another guy who, I guess it's in his favor to say so, he's the owner of a gym, but he said it's been proven now that gyms are safe in relation to COVID-19 and physical exercise is one of the best ways to boost your immune system.
That's to say that, isn't it?
I think,
somewhat convenient excuse.
It's kind of self-serving, right?
Not entirely false, but techie.
It's agenda-based. But it's crazy that gyms have been given kind of an exemption. And to work around it, but I guess that's what happens when you speak your mind, man. Things are allowed to change, and U-turns are made. But I guess that's it for this week. I think on COVID, really. I guess
not much has changed, did it?
There was the Manchester budget
Beef.
where they were back and forth. Andy Burnham arguing with Boris, basically, about how much Manchester should be given, should they enter Tier 3. I think he was asking for, I can't remember the figure. But it was around, I think they were offering him 60 and he wanted more. And then I think he ended up with 22 in the end because of some bargaining, which went wrong. But I think that's more...
Wait, what? He wanted 60?
I can't remember the exact figures.
But he came out with 20.
So the government were offering 60. I think it was 60 million.
Hey, that's a bad deal, fam.
He's saying we needed more. And then I think, so Manchester were given a 60 million support package. I believe he was asking for more. But in the end, I think he was given less. It was just back and forth. But obviously, Andy Burnham's like a staunch Labour man. The Tories don't kind of want to negotiate with him and give him exactly what he wants.
Political.
But yeah, that was just political. That was just some back and forth nonsense. But yeah, in terms of updates, I think that's where we're at for COVID now. And yeah, hopefully all this stuff just blows by, as we say every week. Because
there's a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
very, very annoying. What else was on the agenda for us this week?
Marcus Rashford is back on his
activist shit.
Yeah, Rashford for MP campaign. He's been putting in some serious work and time and effort into getting school meals for school kids during half term. But then I guess it's more of the same of the last time, where he's just getting pushback and sort of politicians saying that they basically don't agree with it, or that they shouldn't, or finding any way and how and reason to sort of not get his idea and plans sort of into power like they did the last time, and just sort of cut this off and say, let's dead this. But Rashford is doing some serious things, which is, I guess, from looking back at the first time, it's not something you'd really see from, I guess, footballers maybe in general. They obviously do charitable work and all that stuff, but he's really going for the jugular on this one and attacking the people that really make these rules and the changes, which I think is sick to see.
Yeah, he had a good week on and off the pitch.
Yes.
I saw one quote. I think what he said. Something about you got to protect the children. They're basically the future of the country. So if no one will speak up for them, I will, or something like that. Yeah. And it's true, isn't it? You got to protect the future, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And it's a very selfish outlook from whether that be people in government who are being tight-fisted, or people who are privileged enough to have 3 square meals a day. To worry about that. But I struggle to understand how this is and I said it in the Mandem group, how there are two sides to.
How is this divisive?
It's so weird. Like, imagine like you've got kids, and you're, for whatever reason, you're unable to give them 3-4 square meals a day, and your school's able to provide meals for them and help you out. You're saying, nah, let's not do that.
Bad idea. Some kids should only have 1 meal a day. 2, not 3. Like, it's just...
It's, honestly, it's...
I don't see how you can disagree with it.
It's tough, man. And it just goes to show that, this nation, I guess it reveals itself every now and again. Just like an underbelly. And I guess this is just classism. And then there are all the other isms that come underneath it. But if you're in a privileged position where your kids can eat, or your nephews, nieces, neighbours, they can eat, but then some little kid up north struggling in the summer holidays or in the half term to eat, you start mentioning kind of money and the economy and stuff like that, when it's just a basic thing whereby the government can do this. They waste money on all sorts of other things, including the track and trace app, which is like billions of pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some kids that need to eat up north, like they're not even asking for much. They're not asking for the widescreen TVs that people always knock working class people for. Like, they're asking.
Did they give any reasons? What was their reasoning?
What's that for not wanting to?
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to like a few different radio shows this week, and some of the, I guess, reasons for being against it is, you can't give these families money because they'll go and spend it on, say, the dad, an alcohol. He'll go and spend it on booze, or the mum will go spend it on fags, and it's just like, what? Like, the kids need to eat. Like,
it's so mad.
Let's just ensure that the kids are eating.
I think I see a thread yesterday that I retweeted. I can't find it now. But someone sort of summarized the reason why politicians and other people as well are hating on Rashford, because his fight is so simple and straightforward. These politicians and these people with power and some other people struggle to understand and make sense of it, because he's only asking for like meals to feed kids. When you're hungry, what do? You go and eat. These kids don't eat. We need to give them food. That is quite simple. There's like Dan said, there's no big screen TVs. We don't need this
iPhones,
package. Like nothing. It's just when you're hungry, you eat. We need to give food to these kids. But with them, it's because it's so simple. There's nothing you can take from it that complicates the whole thing. And that's where politicians are finding it hard to just turn around and say, yeah, it's fine. Because his idea and plans are so simple. I don't really get it. But I hope this time round, I don't know what's come of it so far. I haven't read up on it lately, but I hope it's not another U-turn like they did the last time. I wouldn't be surprised.
How are they proposing to roll this out? Is it like what you said, give them additional funds?
So I think it will either be like fund-based or voucher-based.
Yeah, I imagine it will be vouchers
to be used in a supermarket or in a local restaurant.
It's a food stamps
thing. Yeah. They voted against it on Wednesday, but then councils have kind of agreed to supply vouchers, and that's across Manchester, Birmingham, and Kent and Chelsea, which is jokes because Kensington Chelsea is probably one of the most affluent boroughs in the UK, let alone the world.
I think it is, maybe.
It probably is. But then, they're still having to give out food vouchers for people on the other side of the coin within that borough. But I think as of last night, a load of restaurants are now on board and saying that they're happy, regardless of the coronavirus and the troubles that these businesses are going through. They're happy to get on board and provide meals for these kids.
That's cold.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's cold.
And when you look at or do your research into things like food waste in the UK, it's ridiculous. Like, we've got too much of everything, surplus of everything.
There's actually, I guess
where it needs to go. It's good, man.
A small bring-in. There's an app called Too Good to Go.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
Yeah, I use it in this. Well, I used to use it. I haven't checked since it's been pandemic times. But you can like book at restaurants in your local area to pick up food at a certain time. So it's usually like after lunchtime, maybe about 2:00. You can get the same meal you would have got at lunchtime for like £2-3 because they're gonna have to dash it.
We do it at a place near us called Lena's. Big up Lena's in Paddington. It's kind of a Lebanese restaurant, and then you pay for lunch, whatever. Go there at lunch, £5 for a box, whatever. But then some of the guys at work, they got smart, got the app, and these are guys that are living away from home in a little studio flat, whatever. They bring their Tupperware at 3:00.
Expensive.
Go down to Lee. You see them go down. The big Tupperware, they're like, that's dinner sorted for a couple of days, and it's half the price, if not 10% of the price you pay at lunch. yeah, it just goes back to that food waste.
It's funny you said
abundance of rubbish.
It's not the same thing at all. I don't know how I came across it or something that someone posted. I see one guy on Facebook posted, I think he had eaten half. He made a lasagna, but he only eaten half of it. But he was shotting the rest of it on Facebook. If I find it, I'll show you, man. He's like, yeah, made the lasagna. He's like, I had half, didn't fancy the rest of it. Like, does anyone want to?
It's a good culture shift, fam. Yeah. Rich, kind of on this as well. Like, we all got to do our bit. One of the Mandem, he'll remain nameless, but he said he tried out veganism for, I think he lost probably about 17 hours. But it's a noble effort. But Rich, you were saying after watching David Attenborough's new documentary,
yes,
we need to do more, but then
we need to just in life
at the same time we need to do less. Like, care to explain it?
Yeah, we need to just do better in general, in all aspects of life. But I watched that David Attenborough documentary. I think it was my bring-in 3-4 weeks ago, probably now. And he is essentially talking about, it's like his, I can't remember the title. We went back and forth on it. On the podcast, and I still don't know it. But, it's like his witness statement or his testimony. Because that man's almost 100. I think he's 93.
That was mad to find out.
Revelation in itself.
And in his time, he's seen the world change, mainly for the worse. Obviously, his field is wildlife. And he's seen life, just less life in his in that time. Like, life hasn't gotten, not better, but it's shrunk, essentially. What loads of endangered species, blah, blah, blah. Towards the end of that documentary, they talk about things we can do to help reverse it, I guess. One of the things, I mean, if you've seen, there was that vegan documentary that you hated, Dan.
God.
It's about athletes or something. Game Changers. There's that. As I said, my girl's, I guess she's actually probably vegan now, really, but she's gone through a series of diets, pescatarian, vegetarian, all kind of things.
I
was looking up, I didn't even see. She's tried out bare these things, and like in supporting it, I've dabbled in certain things. But more recently, it's the Attenborough doc that's made me kind of jump back into it. So in the past maybe 3 weeks, I've been made an active effort to reduce the amount of meat I'm consuming. One of the main things is red meat. But I don't really, when I clocked it, I'm like, I don't really even fuck with red meat. Really.
Not many people, a lot of people say
it's easy, like, I have a burger.
Like we're Henry VIII, fam.
I'm even trying to cut down the chicken.
I have chicken every day.
Yeah, Mike said that. I was going to say, you said that, innit?
That's my
every day. Maybe twice.
You know what my thing is with the chicken more so, yeah?
You're moving like it's 2003, fam.
I do. Big facts.
To be honest, chicken,
I used to be the same, but lately, when I started getting back into the gym, like seriously, chicken's always there, but you can only do so many things with chicken, I guess. And after a while, it's just like, this is boring. So then it switches to like fish. Different types of fish, and then you obviously bring the chicken back, but it's getting other sources of protein in there.
Chicken's definitely the meat that like would be the hardest for me to drop out, without a doubt. But my thing more with the chicken now is I buy just the organic or like the corn fed and that, because I think the quality of most of the chicken is shit, bro. When I'm like, when you're chopping out that thing and it's got them wire things that run through it. I cut around them and I do all sorts of sorts to get rid of that. Or this like it's bare weird kind of blood marks and that. I don't like that. So I'm buying the expensive chicken, and then just eating more man. A lot more.
When you cook the chicken and that there's like a white cream that comes off of it.
When I see that, I'm like, nah, that's got to go, cuz.
Yeah, so I still eat chicken, but I'm trying to reduce that maybe more. So maybe it's a bit more selfish for my health because I don't feel like that chicken's good for man. But the others more for the environment. I've been doing this noodles, and I've been having like halloumi or stir fry noodles. We're having like halloumi and mushrooms as my meat substitutes, and they drop. Or I might make myself a macaroni cheese,
That sounds
just spread that out over the week and have it with something else, and just little bits. I don't think I could go vegan, even though I don't really agree with dairy, but cheese sometimes just helps man get through certain things.
I was going to say here that's coming from another cow that's been
yeah, it's
officially
mad, isn't it? Inseminated,
officially impregnated, lactating and all that. It's a mad thing when you
start really deep in it. You can just keep going. But my thing is, keep going, but just as long as you're reducing it, you're doing something to move it in the right direction.
Yeah.
When I pray, I'm actually bare decent with my carbon footprint.
Fuck it, no, I couldn't tell you what man is. But fam, I'm in my yard, so it can't be that mad, actually.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
My Xbox is on all day, fam.
Trust.
Yeah, but it's a techie one still. Yeah.
That's
Shout
what
out
inspired
that man in it, and
good luck, man. We go again. We go again, man.
Yeah. He fell at if it was a 100-meter race.
First hurdle.
Full start.
I actually don't even know. I think I have an idea of who you man are talking about. But I think the drastic change, and this is probably a slightly different conversation, but the drastic change from your current diet to I'm going to be vegan or veggie or pescatarian or whatever, I think that people need to stop doing it, because not changing, but more so doing it drastically. So I guess, let's say you want to drop out chicken, and Mike says he has it every day. Go from having it every day to 3 times.
5 days a week.
3 days a week. Yeah. And then eventually swap. So the 3 days you have chicken, 2 days you have fish. So then you gradually change that to fish 5 times a day, or however you want to mix it up. I think people drop out very quickly, and it's with anything, that it's Monday I'm going to be vegan.
Yeah, don't be extreme with the thing, man. That's a recipe for disaster.
And I think, one, you're not going to appreciate the change that you're doing and you're making, because you'll hate it instantly, and it becomes a taxing thing to do. But whereas, like Rich said, changing from a particular type of chicken he buys to corn-fed chicken, you'll see the difference, and like Rich says, and you'll appreciate it when you keep deep in it, that corn-fed chicken is actually a lot better.
So when go on, let's continue.
No, and that was it. I think it's just the man that do the drastic change thing on a Monday. It's like Monday I'm gonna start gym and I'm gonna do everything.
I'm gonna be Arnie.
It's the equivalent of when women shave their hair off, isn't it?
I done that a couple of years ago.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
2 years ago. 2 years ago next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I was ill, and I don't know if it's because of that or it was just a coincidence. So after the first week or so, I got ill for like a couple of days. I was mashed up. Right, I don't know if it was like the shock to the system. Or
I think it probably was. If you say you eat chicken every day, like your body is confused, bro.
So it could have been that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you might be right into taking it slow first, and then
Also, though, with all of these things, listen to your body, blood. Like there's days where I might go 2-3 days, and I'm like, blood, I'm eating bare chicken tomorrow because my body feels like it needs it. Like, don't beat yourself up about it either. Just reduce.
Yeah, I think listening to your body is. I think I keep talking about getting older, because we obviously are. But when you don't listen to your body, I think back, obviously growing up and younger, man would just do whatever. You could have an injury and you still go play ball, or still go to the gym, or still keep running around. But nowadays, when you get a knock, I need this knock to heal, so I'm chilling. I need to relax. I need to take time off. If I'm eating bare or something that's making me feel sick, then I need to stop and slow down and change it up. And a lot of it is just listening and just paying attention to what's going on, rather than just doing stuff for this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be vegan, or I'm going to eat less red meat or eat less chicken. Like just take your time with it and understand it properly before you start doing it.
Gradual thing. I guess, all in all, we got Rashford.
Oh yeah, that's what started, didn't
it? Should be ashamed. But I guess there might be listeners who understand why we can't feed hungry children. If you are one of those, please let us know, because at the minute, we can't really see it. And big up all the vegans, the vegetarians, the pescatarians, the flexitarians.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is you. Rich, you be a flexitarian, innit?
Come on, guys.
Just put your arms on
Allow it, fam.
What else was on the menu?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I see what he's done there.
Not bad.
I think a very big story that kind of, I'd say kind of did take over everywhere I turned, I would see it. It's the hashtag #EndSARS. I can't remember what SARS stands for. Dan, I feel like you would know.
It is.
What's the first S? I know the last
special.
Three. It's what?
I think it's special.
Oh, so special armed robbery.
It's special armed robbery response squadron. I believe.
They are a team or group of people or enforcers in Nigeria who are, and from my understanding, it's
special anti-robbery squad. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah. They police areas in Nigeria and sort of arrest people for, I think, having like phones or certain things on them. And then there's abuse involved. There's murder and killings involved. Unlawful arrests involved. Things being confiscated. There's bribery, like all sorts of corrupt things, all the corrupt things you can think of. And then there was massive protests and marches during this week, and I think before. And then I think towards the end of this week, we were seeing images and stories from the Nigerian government just doing some hellacious things that I saw it on my timeline, and I just, unfortunately, I kept scrolling, but just because some of the stuff was a bit too graphic to sit and watch.
I hit up my my boy about this. I do this on things that I feel like there are clearly like subjects where I know a man knows way more than
people are better equipped.
Yeah, so I hit up two of my guys, two of Nigerian brothers that I feel like they know what's going on. I can play the clip back. Let me see if it will play. I got Hitman for a voice note. I hit up Barber Nat, Nathaniel.
I was going to say it was one of them.
I hit up Barber Nathaniel and Demola, but D didn't get back. He didn't go back to me yet. D would. I feel like
D will have some
mad, real
insight.
Let me know if you can hear this. One sec.
Yes, morning, brother.
Man.
You hear that?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
All right, let me run it.
The thing is, you know what it is? It's a long story, man. So basically, the SARS is the government agency set up as a anti-robbery squad. That's what it's called. Can't remember what the S is for, but it's left my chain of thought now. But so SARS basically was set up by the government to tackle robberies and whatnot. But this history of violence dates all the way back to like when it was formed in 1992, I think it was. And initially there was some problems they had with the army, and I think they killed one of their peoples and la 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 la. But over the years, they become an extorting group of people that just stop guys in the streets driving nice cars, guys with dreads, and they've been also known for killing youths in the area, or for just searching them and ransacking through people's properties, phones, cars, privacy, and I think it got to the point where people just had enough, because everyone's been just harassed by them and keeps getting harassed by them just off of a stereotypical view that they have towards the people. And basically that was what led to kind of like the people just coming out to say, we want to end this. We want to end police brutality. We want to end all of these things. Police brutality in Nigeria is something that's not really taken seriously. So the people came out for that. And from that initial protest, then more people came out saying, actually, we want reform. We want, So basically, it's just been an eye-opening experience for the people, because now the government are realizing that a lot of what they've been doing on under the scenes or behind the scenes has been now getting exposed. And so, some men in power who were obviously upset sent troops out, in order to keep the peace. and troops came out and some of them started firing at civilians, killing some innocent people, whatever have you, and so yeah, man, it's been a really horrendous experience, man, for a lot of people, and even now the people who've come to fight, lives have been lost and stuff like that. But through this as well, a lot of good has come out of it as well, because now they're discovering some provisions that were made for them food-wise during the pandemic was spilled away by the government. It's just been so much unraveling of, different dubious acts by the system. So, yeah, man, it started off as a police brutality protest and then ended up as that. Well, it's not ending up as some big inquest where, but, no one knows the outcome yet because, it's still very shaky. But, yeah, man, that's just like a summary of everything that's been happening.
Okay. Shout out Nat Fade Cole.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it seems like it's like a police force as such put together, but extremely corrupt. Like,
they carry out extrajudicial killings and bribery, corruption, and it's bonkers. And loads of people have spoken out against it. Some people, I believe, people saying, "Where's Beyonce?"
I saw that.
She waited a little while.
We're doing that again.
Yeah, and then she came out and said her piece. I don't know if people are happy with it. If it,
I've actually not seen it.
I've not seen it either.
I think she sent out a tweet or something on Instagram. It's like a picture with some text on it. Rihanna.
I've seen her.
Burna Boy.
I've seen bare people. Yeah.
And there's kind of reports that even after, there was a march also in London. But there was reports that kind of, for Burna Boy speaking on it, I heard his house was kind of, they sent people to go turn his house over.
Swear.
It's all
that's
just
mad.
very, very disheartening and just heartbreaking, really.
Yeah.
Protesters being shot and shit like that. But I think as a result, the Nigerian government have said that the anti-robbery squad would be banned moving forwards, but I guess that remains.
Yeah. So as we was listening to that voice note, I was thinking it, and then Nat actually said it in the voice note that the positive thing that has come from it in it is that it's shone some light on it, opened some eyes, and there's probably going to be some sort of action. So look at that, I suppose.
And I guess a lot of it is linked to, I guess, Nigeria has like a massive youth population. I think 40% or so, of their population is probably under the age of around 24, I believe. So they're young, vibrant, they've got new ideas, and I guess sometimes youth will go against culture and tradition and whatnot. And it seems that in parts or in some instances, SARS has worked against that. So if you've got a flashy car, you're looking to get bribed, and you're young. They'll
Prime example of abusing your power, isn't it?
In a massive way. And I guess it's looking after the status quo, innit? It's kind of like, you youngsters, you stay in your place. You can't have these nice
We're supposed to be the ones with the money and all that.
From the sounds of it, they operate like a cartel, blood.
Just
going around doing their thing, robbing this, taking that, extorting, man. It's just a bully thing, man, which it's not for, bro.
So it's I don't know. It's getting worldwide coverage.
Proper,
But with that, I'm always kind of, I think the word reticent. And I'm kind of guarded. I'm like, I'm not sure, because when it starts making that mainstream media, then you get the US getting involved. Joe Biden spoken on it. Hillary Clinton spoken on it. And we spoke about it in our WhatsApp group. One thing we don't want is Western intervention. So you don't want the US, UK, France coalition.
Blood, that's how most of Africa's problems.
To go in there and save the day. That's one thing we don't want.
I have seen some people calling for their aid, but like Richie just said, and I see someone tweet it as well, that they're the reason some of this
That's how it all began, blood.
started in the first place. So maybe we don't need their help, and it's a thing that a country on its own needs to rectify. When you get outside help, then you constantly rely on, and it seems like a thing that you constantly rely on help from outside. But say the outside help is no longer there, then those sort of bad apples creep back, and then we're back to here again. But yeah, it's all mad to see. Again, I find the call for celebrity voices, and I don't want to call it intervention. You can, because they can do something with, I guess, the fame and wealth that they've amassed. They can always help out, but I think the look for them when these things are going or happening is, I always find it a little bit weird and odd. I think raise awareness, and whoever wants to come out and say what they want to say, then more power to them. But yeah, don't call for Beyonce because she's Beyonce.
Bro, just because she's done Black and King, bro, she ain't Queen of Nigeria, bro.
Yeah.
That shit annoys me, man.
Yeah, and again, to the point of, this is all help is welcome always, but I think this is a Nigeria. It's an Africa problem, to be honest. Nigeria isn't the only place things like this happen. We're all well aware of every government in every country is corrupt, but I think the corruption in Africa's,
the idea is that, I was thinking about this a lot,
it's more publicized. Yeah, and even my mum,
there's more of a stigma with it, isn't it?
Right. Even my mum would say certain things to not to shit on, I guess, Africa in general, but just be like, it's like there's greatness there, but there's a lot of shit. And I guess obviously having grown up there, she is well aware of it. So when she says certain things, I'm like, right, that's your people in that. But I'm some Western boy, London boy, whatever, Borough boy. I'm just here.
Borough boys.
GH, yeah, like all of this shit. But she's obviously someone that knows, talks to people who born, raised, go there, whatever. They know the truth of what Africa is really like. And I think now we're starting to understand it. And I think SARS has brought real awareness to the levels of corruption that's really happening over there. It's not just government officials siphoning money from getting loans and this and that from this country and that country. It's people on the ground. Like, imagine us walking on, or I say imagine, it fucking happens. Walking on the street slightly different and saying, oh, like, you boys look a bit flashy. Like, where you lot going? Oh, we're going here. Well, you're not. But give us, each of you give us £50 and we'll let you go. Like, that's mental. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's mad.
That's what's happening over there. And I'm glad it's been brought up, because people around the world are starting to see that things aren't as great as Africa is as a continent, and Nigeria, Ghana, other African countries. There is some crazy things that are happening over there.
It has its problems.
Yeah.
What was you going to say, Rich? Seemed like you was about to say something halfway through.
I think I was.
You said I've been thinking about this a lot recently or something.
It could have been about maybe like Western intervention. I guess it's another small bringing. I may have brought in at some point. I'm not sure if I did. There was a BBC documentary. Don't know if it's still available on iPlayer. It was Once Upon a Time in Iraq.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you have watched that.
I think I watched episode 1 possibly, and it's just kind of a review almost of the, what would you call it? Oh, I wouldn't call it. It's more than intervention. I'd say the occupation.
Yeah, intervention isn't quite correct. Yeah, occupation
of Iraq.
So it tells the story of post 9/11 world in Iraq. It shows actually before and how things were when they went in. They got rid of Saddam, and then this power vacuum they leave, and now you got ISIS, and just how these things often end up when Western intervention goes in with this noble agenda.
Democracy. We're going to give you democracy.
Yeah, and then it doesn't seem to work. That show is actually sick. You got like a lot of American army men talking about their experience.
Former generals and whatnot.
Former generals saying, like, we went in there, we done this, we done that, we lost men. But what did we really achieve? We were there for like 10, 15 years. What actually happened? Nothing. Yeah. So I think you always got to be sus of these Western powers, the white knights, as they're often referred to, that come in. We're gonna help fix this, and then you go there. They're going there to get their thing. They go to get their oil. I mean, it's happening in Africa. I think Congo is being raided for a lot of this conflict minerals and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't see why. I get why we think, we need these Western people to come and help us fix things. Nah, man, you got to deal with your own issues.
Yeah.
Once, if you can figure out how to run your household without any other help, then you can move on.
You're in a much better place and shape.
Yeah.
To go forward and into the future. Whereas, whenever you get help, it's like, I use a gym example. Someone's spotting you and they're slightly helping lift the bar. You think you can bench 100 kg, but when they're not around and you try to bench it, when you try to do it on your own, you realize actually can't do this.
You can't do it.
Hey, don't let me take this jump off, cuz.
I feel it's always more rewarding, when you do things by yourself.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Don't get it twisted, but you got to really try and figure out your thing. And what's the cost?
Because these men aren't coming in there on some benevolent self.
This is it. It's cool.
Spend
in a year's time. Remember when fucking
right?
Yeah.
Let me get a bit of that oil field down there in the south.
And even to sort of piggyback off the back of that point, and even in the Western world today, who's to say that Western leaders even have the answer? Because
this was the other
because I'm looking at these headlines and I'm looking at these stories and these
ladies talk about it.
Look at the things
like poet says. What's it? Dance at yard before you dance a barrage. Yeah, fam. These the steps at the yard are a bit shaky. So to pattern up the 2-step before they
come to the yard. The big point you made there, Liz. If you just look at how things have been dealt with here and in the US,
look at COVID, innit? It's like
you probably don't want this. It's not the best testimonial for these to come and solve your issues.
But it's the end SARS is it's a serious thing. I just hope that Nigeria and the Congo story came around as well, and other things that have happened. I just hope they get the help that they need. And a resolution. I think you can always get help, but sometimes help doesn't help. It's more the resolution and trying to fix the issue.
So long term kind of
So I just hope it gets resolved soon, so people can start. The young people can start enjoying their lives and feeling free to continue to make Nigeria great, continue to represent Africa, and just continue to be prosperous.
There'll definitely be some developments on it in the next week or so.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
One to watch and keep an eye on. I'll be honest.
Les, you mentioned that jumper.
Yes. So shout out to Gifted London. You've obviously seen the jumper throughout the episode. They sent us a nice little care package, some hoodies and some hats.
That Les doesn't want to share, bro.
Yeah, you say us. You
say
us.
Means me, bro.
Yo, we're on. It's lockdown, isn't it? So
some drop-offs, man.
Cause my yard is tier 3 in it, so they're all infected. But shout out to Gifted London. They sent us some stuff, so much appreciated to them. They'll obviously we'll send them over some socks as well. And then just before I guess we wrap up or finish or whatever, we will be featured on a new radio station.
Yeah,
going live on today. when you hear this episode. I say today, it would have been Monday the 26th, I think it is. So if you go to, we'll post the details, but we'll be live on Run the Rhythm between 7 and 9 every Thursday. So hit us up on the socials to check out the details. But yeah, every Thursday, 7 to 8:30 actually. 7 p.m. to 8:30 every Thursday, Mandem podcast. It will be the episode that is released every Monday.
Yep.
So we'll drop it on the Monday. You will hear it on a Thursday. You can go over there to hear it on a Thursday as well. And big up Run the Rhythm as well. Big up Els.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Big help. Massive appreciation. Super cool person as well. And she's another one that's sort of doing her thing and starting to get the ball rolling on her solo thing. So big her up. So yeah, hit up runtherhythm.com and search the Mandem podcast, and you'll find the latest episodes on there.